friends, welcome back to my channel. It is so nice to have you. It is episode 13 of the Miss Ali Makes podcast. My name is Ali and I am your host. I am currently sitting outside, if you haven't already noticed, so there may be bird sounds and things. It is Sunday, I don't know the date. I'll insert it, not that it really matters, but it's Sunday, so my beautiful cherubs are home and playing, so I thought it best to come outside and record. And also it's actually quite overcast here today, so trying to podcast inside is also a little bit of a concern because it's quite dark. And then of course when you add artificial lights, you never look quite the same, and the yarn colours tend to blow out a little bit. So this is a little bit of an impromptu setup, but we'll see how it goes. So like I said, it's episode 13 of my podcast. This is a podcast mostly about knitting, yarn, crochet, and lots of crafty adventures. I am coming to you from the east coast of Australia, where I live with my amazing hubby and our 3 gorgeous boys. So mostly I like to, my husband's like on the other side of the window making me faces, so that's great to try and throw me off, right? So I actually have been reasonably crafty of late, which is pretty exciting. I have managed 2 finished objects. Holy smokes, I can't even believe it. I feel like my podcast has been like chugging along and I've started a ton of things, but I've just not really finished anything much. And I was watching the Honeybee Knits and WTF Knitting special on YouTube yesterday. So if you have not checked out those 2 podcasts, Levi and Mel are amazing. And they're very, very, very dear friends of mine. So a big happy hello to them. Go check them out. But Levi was saying the same thing, that he just felt like, you know, he was casting on things and not really finishing things, and so he's made much more of an effort to, you know, go through his works in progress and get going on them rather than. But you know, I think there is something so nice about starting something new, because I don't know, I love it too. And I think I watch all these great podcasts and I am on Instagram, and I feel like, oh my gosh, like Instagram is such an enabler for me. I don't know if anybody else is the same, but I screenshot all these shawls and different projects and things that I want to make, and I feel like the list is huge. But it also means that there's lots of choice, and we are very spoiled for choice with lots of amazing designers, and it's great, you know, because we get to choose. We are very spoiled for choice. So, okie dokes, back, and I pretty much bought half of the house. So, oh my gosh, it's what happens when you don't podcast. So I was trying to work it out. I'm pretty sure it may have been 3 weeks, or maybe even just slightly over 3 weeks. So I am going to try to get better. It's just, you know, life has been life. So, like I said, I have 2 finished objects, one of which I have already gifted to the recipient, so I will add a picture in after I stop talking about it. So I'll put, obviously I haven't podcast for ages and I forget how to do it. So I will add a picture here. And so as you will see, it is a very cute little lovey. So a lovey is like a blankie or a security blanket for a bubba or something like that. We call them, well, personally in my family, we call them blankies or binkies. My boys have had them over the years, obviously not so much now, though our little one still has his binky. And a dear friend of mine from church had a little boy a couple of weeks ago, and he is divine. So I bought it was actually a beanie kit with a really cute little puppy dog topper, and I bought it from yarnish.com.au. She is an Aussie supplier of lots of lovely yarns and things. So you can head over to yarnish.com.au, check her out. She does have a Facebook page, and she does do regular Facebook lives when she gets new products in, which is how I found the DMC thing that I made. So I actually crocheted into a lovey. So I didn't use the pattern that it came with. It was for a hat. I used the DMC yarn, obviously, that it came with, and then I added my own. I added a duck egg of the Stylecraft Special DK, which is, I have mentioned before, I do love it. It's so versatile. It's really good value. It's a couple of dollars for a ball, and it goes great. It's acrylic, and it's great because you can chuck it in the microwave. Let's hope that we don't. Let's public service, please don't put acrylic yarn in the microwave. I mean, you can chuck it in the washing machine, and as a new mum, when you're sleep deprived and all of that, you need it to be easy care. So I finished that. The other thing that I finished, which I'm super flippin' excited about, is my Jodie shawl. And I blocked it out. I've just got to take off the markers, the stitch marker, and weave in the ends. But I blocked it yesterday, and I love it. Oh my gosh, it is so beautiful. I definitely made, oops, ran the wrong way. Hello, get it together. So I definitely love it. It is going to be, it's so squishy. It's going to be really nice for winter, and it's going to be lovely when I am on the sideline with my soccer mad little man. Yeah, so it'll be good in winter when it's like freezing and I've got to be on the soccer field at like crack a sparrow. So yeah, I love it. I dyed all of the yarns myself, which was pretty exciting for me. It was the first time that I actually did dye up my own yarns, and it's the first finished shawl that I've ever knit. I really enjoyed Hohi's pattern. It was so easy to follow, really well written. So yes, I highly recommend it. Gorgeous. But I am going to take it off because it is actually still quite warm here today. But I blocked it yesterday, gave it a nice bath, gave her a bath. Now I'll just weave in the ends and I'm good to go. So that's my second finished object. So, oh my gosh, that's pretty exciting. My whips, well, I've only got one. I've got one and I've swatched for a second, which I will talk about. So I messaged Levi on Instagram the other day and I was like, oh my gosh, I really want to knit a hat. So if you have followed, if you've watched a few of my episodes, you'll know that I have only knit one hat previously. And it was for my husband when he went up to Darwin last year on a school trip with our eldest son. And I started it and I did it on Magic Loop. And because I'm a little bit of a... because I obviously... I don't know what happened. I obviously just had a little bit of a brain fart or something. But I'd never knit a hat before. So I didn't know about the crown decreases, and I didn't know that the smaller and smaller your crown decreases get, that's when you have to change to DPNs. But I didn't know that, so I pretty much nearly broke my fingers doing the crown decreases on my husband's hat. And I think, I think from memory, I think that might have been the vanilla latte hat or something. I can't really remember. Anyway. And so then after that I was like, forget it. Like, this is a joke. I'm not doing it. Since then, I realised that you actually do need to have DPNs to finish off the crown, because you cannot do the crown decreases on Magic Loop. Clever. So anyway, I said to Levi, okay, I really want to knit a hat. I want to try. Like this year, a lot of my goals are just trying new things that I haven't tried before. So knitting a shawl, that's the first shawl that I finished and started. I've started one before but didn't finish it. I've crocheted a couple, but I really want to expand my skills. So, knitting a shawl, that was pretty cool. And I've already chosen the next shawl that I'm going to do. And so that's pretty exciting. So, but like I said, so I said to Levi, oh my gosh, can you tell me a hat, give me a hat suggestion, because when you go on Ravelry, I get so overwhelmed because there is so much choice. And Levi said, I love the Barley hat by Tin Can Knits. So I was like, okay, that's it. That's what I'm going to do. So I went over to Ravelry, downloaded it. I'm doing the Barley light hat because I am using fingering weight yarn. And I am using, it's a bit dodgy lighting. It's a bit terrible because, like I said, it's quite overcast here today. But this beautiful cake, though it looks a little bit jinky now, is from my lovely friend Mel from Honeybee Knits. And this was her January Yarn of the Month colourway, Two Proposals. It's called Two Proposals, and it was inspired by Pride and Prejudice, I want to say. I think it's Pride and Prejudice. Anyway, it's really lovely. It's like aqua with magenta and purple and mint julep. Gorgeous, right? So I have done the ribbing part and now I'm up to the body. So I've switched to bigger needles, and that's the front where it's got the pearl bumps. These pearl bumps. Hello, get with it, progress. So pearl bumps, and I'm really enjoying it. It's, and I've ordered DPNs. They're on their way. I'm just waiting for them to come. So that's pretty much been what I've been working on, because I wanted to finish my shawl because I just felt like it was suffocating me because it just kept going and going and going. Does that happen to anybody else? Like, I feel like you go really light the clappers when you first start a project, and then you see, I put it away over Christmas when we went away, and I worked on a few other projects, and then when I picked it up again, I had to dye some more yarn for it, and so it was a bit of a process, and so by the time it was over, I was done and ready for it to be off my needles. So then I thought, I just want something small to work on. I have got a sock project that I've caked up and I'm ready to cast on. So I feel like, I've got a couple of little works in progress that's happening. So the other thing that on the process of wanting to learn new skills and things, I decided, well, I'm going to make a sweater. I really love long sweaters that you can wear over tights, and they're warm and snuggly for the winter time, and that aren't really tightly shaped. I really like a more boxy, loose, relaxed sweater. And I was really excited when Ho Hilo Catelli released her Easy One sweater pattern. So there's one that is for fingering weight, which is obviously 4-ply yarn. And then there's also one that's a worsted weight, which is 12-ply yarn. So initially I went stash diving, and I actually had more than enough yarn, surprise, to make a fingering weight one. And I was sort of going to do it like a bit, like that I would fade in and out colours, like just as I go, I would just pick, like cake the skein and go. And then I thought I might actually make the worsted one, the bulky one, first, and see how I go. So I went to Spotlight, which is, I've mentioned this before, our local like big crafty superstore, just because I wanted to see what options they had, because I just didn't want to spend $200 on yarn for a sweater. For my first sweater as well, because I thought, oh my gosh, if I stuff it up, I'll be so upset. So I went there and I thought, well, I found these two that I thought I'd like to try them. So they were both bulky weights, and I did swatching for both of them over the weekend, and I've decided what I'm doing. So this is the first one. It's called Yana, and it's a 50% wool, 30% acrylic blend, and 20% alpaca. And the colour is denim, and it was, I think this one was $6.99 a ball, and it's a 50 gram ball. So on first thoughts, I mean, it's quite soft and squishy, but I didn't end up choosing it because the swatch, it was just a bit bigger than what was meant to be. So I thought, okay. And this one actually, yeah. So anyway, but this is still nice, but I just won't be using it for this project. So it's actually currently raining, and I am getting a little tiny bit wet. That's okay. The next one I got was Tolvi, or Tolv, which is in this gorgeous mustard colourway, which I kind of was leaning towards in the first place anyway, just because of the colour. And it is definitely brighter in real life, but so it's a wool alpaca blend. So 70% wool, 30% alpaca. It's a 50 gram ball. It doesn't have a colourway, they just have numbers, and this one was $7.99 a ball, 50 grams. So when I swatched, I did a swatch because, again, it's my first sweater that I'm going to do, and I wanted to make sure that even though it is a really boxy lot, it's a really good size with no shaping really, I still wanted to swatch because I thought, let's start off with good habits, sort of, right? So that was the blue one that I swatched, and it was actually bigger than what Hohi recommended. So I thought, and I just think it will be quite scratchy, so a bit toothy. So I was like, nope, let's get rid of that. So this is my swatch the other swatch that I did. I haven't washed and blocked it, but I hit gauge, which is awesome. But I actually went down half a needle size. So I did do this swatch in the recommended needle, which was 5.5, and I just felt like the fabric that it made was too holey, and I definitely have to wear a tank top or something underneath, which is fine, and I'm happy to do that, but I didn't want there to be so many gaps. And so this, when I went down half a size, so this is a 5mm needle, it was much better. So I'm going with that. So, like I mentioned, the yarn is from Spotlight, and it's $7.99 a ball. So now I wait. I've swatched, I'm ready to go, I've bought the pattern, but now I wait until, because often they have 30% off, 40% off their yarn, and they probably should do that reasonably soon because we're heading into the cooler season here in Australia. So then I will go back and get my 14 or 13 balls. So yay. And then I'm pretty sure they should come down to about $4 or $5 a ball. So that's better. So that's pretty much what I've been working on, which I suppose it doesn't seem a huge amount, but I think I've really been enjoying this hat, this Bali hat. So, and I've decided that I'm just not going to knit things that I don't like to knit. And I know that it's a really common, it's such a no-brain thinking type of thing to say, well, I'm going to knit things or crochet things or make things that I like. But sometimes you can get swept up in the hype of a new product, a new, if a designer that you love or, has brought out a new pattern, you can get, I feel like, or I don't know about everybody else, but I can get swept up in the hype and the excitement and get excited, buy the wool, buy the pattern, get ready, and then just go, I don't actually know that I'm ever going to wear it, or I don't actually know that I even like it. So I'm just trying to be a little bit more mindful with the products that I, like the projects that I want to knit and crochet and stuff. So I suppose we should get on to acquisitions. So I have bought a few bits and pieces. Because I haven't podcast for a fair bit of time, I feel like I've got so much, way too much to show. Like, oh my gosh, I've narrowed it down because I feel like otherwise I'll be here for 6 hours just going through, and nobody actually really, I don't feel like anybody really wants to see over and over, and this is what I got, and this is what I got, and this is what I got, because I'm trying to be even a bit more mindful about what I'm purchasing. I don't actually need any more yarn, but I'm trying to, and I'm certainly trying to stash dive a little bit more. And, but I wanted to say that I participated in my very first wool swap. So wool swap is basically that you, you choose, you get given a partner, and you can choose whether you want a domestic one or an international one. And I chose domestic this time. And I was partnered with the lovely Nicole from Cola Girl Collective. She is on Instagram as, let me tell you, but, I'll just put it on the screen below. Anyway, she sent me a beautiful package. Like, oh my gosh, I was so spoiled. Thank you, Nicole. Oh my goodness, it was amazing. And I want to show you one of her skeins of beautiful yarn. This is called Interlude, which it's so delicate and gorgeous. It is 75% superwash merino, 20% nylon, 5% silver stellina, and it is so pretty. It's gorgeous. I don't know if you can really see. Oh, yeah, you can definitely see the flecks of stellina through it, but it is gorgeous. So she is Cola Girl 74 on Instagram, and she also has an Etsy shop. So definitely go and check her out. Thank you very much, Nicole. I am very blessed to have been partnered with you. And if you follow my Instagram, which I'll put my handle below here, that's definitely the best place to get hold of me. I'm so much more active. Pretty much that's my jam. I love to be active on that. I love to mix with people on that. So if you have not already, go over and follow me over there, and you will see the package that I sent out to Nicole. Secondly, I bought some really cute stitch markers. So I was sort of on a little bit of a yarn diet. I'd mentioned before, and I still am mentioning it. So I sort of was like, okay, well, I'm going to buy some different things instead. I want some cute little stitch markers, progress keepers. So this cute little love letter, oh my gosh, so cute. So this is from Bunny and Toot. Super cute, oh my gosh. It's a love note, love letter. And this is her Valentine's donut. Gorgeous. Again, that's from Bunny and Toot. And she included in her order this super cute little bunny stitch progress keeper. I mean, really, oh my gosh, cute. So check out Bunny and Toot. She's on Instagram and also on Etsy. And I got this, oopsie, Sugar Tots. Oh my gosh, the cutest little lady. Go and check her out too. Oh my goodness, she's amazing. So it's a project keeper, and I'm so excited to put this one on my next pair of socks. And I would also like to mention that Melissa from Honeybee Knits has been sending these gorgeous like bauble Stitch Progress Keepers, and let's just talk about how gorgeous they are for a second. So they come with her orders. I'm not sure if she sells them separately, but go and find out. You can ask her on Instagram or Etsy. And the other beautiful one that and I'm going to talk about the other one that I purchased, my very first skein of yarn from Noble Character Crafts. The beautiful Amy. She is, oh my gosh, so amazing. And all her yarn comes in these gorgeous little bags. So like the little project bags as well. So I bought a skein of her Harvest colorway. And it is in her DK weight, her Josephine base, which is 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. And I love it. Oh my gosh, it is so lovely. And she also sends out stitch markers with every purchase. And she sent me, I mean really, like, it's a little A for Ali. And I love it. I can't actually... Seriously, when I opened the package, I actually cried because I just feel so overwhelmed and so blessed when I think about the amazing friendships that I have met through the knitting community. It just makes my heart so full. So Amy also sent me a beautiful handwritten note. She also sent me a very cute little bird that I'm going to put on my Christmas tree this year. So my goal was, or is, to have a little tiny Christmas tree in my room or somewhere a bit special that is full of handmade ornaments from people that I care about in the knitting world. She also sent me some yummy tea, which I'm very excited to try because I do love, love, love my tea. And she also sent me a beautiful pack of her minis, which are on her Pitter Patter base, which is 75/25. Gorgeous. So pretty. So if you have not already, please go and check out Amy. She is on Instagram. She has an Etsy shop, and she also has a podcast. So absolutely go and check her out. She's awesome. Go and support her. Second purchase, we sort of just moved into purchases, so let's just keep on keeping on, right? Is this gorgeous skein from Woolberry Fibre Co. On her smooth sock, which is an 80-20 base, which is 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon. I have mentioned before, previously, that I do prefer the 80-20 base for socks, definitely squishier, and I love it. And this is her new color. It's one of her new colorways called Piper, and I am in love. I really love it. I love the softer colors. I love the whole lot. I think it's just beautiful. So thank you, Bethany, for that. You are dyeing up beautiful colors at the moment. Next up, my next shawl that I want to do, or that is sort of one of the ones that are imminently in my queue on Ravelry, is Party on My Needles by Joji Locatelli. And I am going to, so I got these two skeins. These are from beautiful Beck from Handmade Beck. She also has Saltwater yarns on Etsy. And that is this is her coastal sock, which is 80-20, I'm pretty sure. Sorry for all the crinkling. Not really. It's called Coastal Sunset. And then she was so gracious to send me an extra skein of the Bear yarn because I need to dye up 2 50-gram skeins of solids to match my shawl. So I'm excited about that. Thank you, beautiful Beck. And last but certainly not least, because I have decided that I've become rather partial to the beautiful Kylie from Fibre Lily yarns. I've been very partial to her colourways. This is one of her brand new colourways. It is it's from her Cottage Garden series, and it is called Pansy. And it's definitely getting blown out. It's so much more of a mustardy, colour, but I love it. I'm going to make socks out of this for sure. So yeah, that is my purchases really. Like I said, there is probably a few other little bits and pieces, but it's so, I just was like, I'm not showing all of the, I can't even remember. I don't even know really. The other thing that is exciting is that I seem to have reignited my love of sewing little sweet things for a very precious little girl in our lives. And I thought I'm going to show you, I did buy some fabric to make her a very cute little pinafore that she can wear in the winter time. So this gorgeousness, this is just from Spotlight. Super pretty. It's just a navy with cute little flowers on it. And I got this as the coordinating. It's a really soft pink sort of raindrops, and they're actually glittery, so it's very sweet. So I'm going to cut that up and get going on that this week, which is super exciting. So I will definitely be sure to show you guys what it looks like definitely before I gift it to her. And I actually bought a meter, so I'm not sure. I may actually be able to get 2 of the pinafores, because I'm not going to make them reversible. It is just going to be like the drill, the cord colour is going to be what it is on the outside. And I thought I'm just going to put that away. If I can get 2 out, I'll make 2, and I'll put 1 away, and I'll keep it for if somebody else has a baby, or I'll put it away in the stash of things. Maybe, you know, I'm sure someone will have a baby, or it's always nice to keep things in the, you know, back burner, so that you've got something if you need to gift something in a hurry, and you can be like, whoop, I whipped this up and I've done it, and oh my gosh. So that's pretty much that's it really. General other chit chatty life stuff. Pretty much everything's sort of plodding along. I must say, I am looking forward to the slightly cooler weather. It has been really, really hot here in Australia, and we have been, yeah, it's hot. It's so hot. So I'm really excited for winter to be coming, though I will definitely decide early on in winter that I'm over it. But I'm lucky where I live. Like I said, I live on the east coast of Australia with my hubby and our family, and we don't have snow or anything like that, but there definitely is time when it is sort of in that real June, July period when it is icy cold, and I'll be really thankful that I am hopefully will have made, you know, a sweater, and I'll definitely have a shawl, and I'm going to make a, you know, couple of hats so that I've got some really nice warm snuggly things to wear. I am a soccer mum, and my little soccer star, it is a winter sport here in Australia. I'm not sure what soccer season looks like in other parts of the world, but it is definitely cold. We train twice a week, and at times I am literally sitting there like in my Ugg boots, and it is flippin' freezing. So I'm looking forward to having some nice winter woolies that I've handmade this year to keep warm for certain, because oh my goodness, it is so cold. And I think that's about all really. I don't know. There's nothing really super amazing that's been happening. I really have been missing podcasting. I've been watching a ton and I love it. So I thought I just really wanted to get I just wanted to get an episode recorded today, even though it wasn't necessarily ideal situations or conditions. I thought I'm just going to podcast, because otherwise if we keep making excuses, and you know, I would much prefer to be real and, you know, not pretend. So yeah, so like I said, you can find me on Instagram, and I am most active there. I'll put my handle in, it'll be up on the screen now, and I would love to chit chat with you. So if you have not already, please like and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any upcoming videos, and share this out with and as well, if you like the video, it means that it will come up in, you know, recommended lists for other people that love to knit and craft and crochet as well. So I hope that this finds you well wherever you are in the world, and that you are in fact well. And I hope that you have an amazing day. Be blessed and enjoy some beautiful crafting time. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.